Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and we are doing a little impromptu live stream here today. And it's sort of a little behind the scenes, kind of get you guys excited about a video that's coming up. I've got a 20 colored bracelet that I'm working on, and the board is empty because we just took off the blue pillow project that I've been working on since I don't know how long that's been, but a while now. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to get this down to the area where I'm going to record more on the tutorial of it. And I kind of had said in the video that I'm making that I would be back after I finished somewhere up in here. And because it's kind of redundant, like a lot of what goes into my projects, it's the same kind of stuff all the time. So a lot of it either ends up being shown at high speed or just skipped over in general, that kind of stuff. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to maybe just show you a little bit behind the scenes, kind of show you what the speed is at which I'm actually making my stuff. My string here is all over the place because it's just fresh on the board and I haven't moved whatever out of the way just yet. So string is a little bit in a bunch. So anyways, I don't really expect too many people to actually drop into this actually while it's live. But I thought it would be a nice little something for people who, you know, come and check out my older live streams. Something for them to check out and see kind of, you know, what's going on with me here. Darn it, I was going to grab myself another Diet Pepsi and I forgot. That's all right. I guess I can drink water. So yeah, this little project, man, I really kind of dig it. This is in the video, the tutorial part of this, I show what inspired it, but there was a little bag just before this that I was playing with, and I was thinking that, you know, that was fun and all being in 6 colors, but wouldn't it be fun to mess with a more colors? I hadn't done the math on it at that point, but I had thought that it would be kind of neat to do this in a lot more color. And so it turns out that there's 20. So it's 8 loops, and each loop has 2 colors from the rainbow and 4 colors of brown. So going from a light to a dark. That's kind of fun. Oh, hey, somebody's here. Charity's here. Hello. I am working on a bag. It's a 96 string bag, so that's kind of the smaller ones. They're kind of more of the, what do you call that, like a medicine bag, or it's big enough it could hold your identification card and a bit of money, I guess. But yeah, cool. Charity, I didn't expect anybody to actually come in here and be on to the live stream because of the times and stuff. This is impromptu. I didn't give much of a warning, but I was going to work on this anyways, and I figured that maybe with having the cameras rolling that I would be a little bit more motivated to get this portion done. I had been working on the blue pillow. I wanted to get that out of the way so that way it wouldn't be something I'd go back to again this next weekend, but there's just a lot more to do, and I want to get the video, the tutorial bit of this out. And this this is an advanced tutorial. I don't spend a lot of time on the pattern. The pattern will be over on my website. I've already got the page started with like the diagrams and some other things. Once I get the video created, I'll finish that up. But this is way more advanced. If you can basically make this little shape here though, I think I give enough for like maybe an intermediate user. If you can make this sort of figure 8 thing with a 12-string bracelet, then you might actually be able to pull this off no problem. Which is, you know, essentially the difference between the really harder things and the intermediate or whatever is kind of like seeing how the pattern expands. If you can double patterns, things like that, that's what kind of makes this one harder, is that it's like doubling up a pattern that's got a lot of little zigzags to it. It's fun though. This little pattern is neat because you can, like, if you want to make these bits longer, it's easy. Just instead of closing it off after just 2, close it off at 3, close it off at 4, wherever you need, you can. It just changes up how much of the different colors that you use. Obviously the ones on the inside don't get used very much, and the ones on the outside obviously gets used considerably more. So it's a fun pattern. I really like this one. And it's kind of quick. You could see I had to work on this area over here to finish up this one, and then I'll work on this area here to finish up this one, and it just kind of, the way that it progresses allows for like large areas of segmented knotting to happen. So it's kind of fun. So yeah, so the bonus here too, today, I just got back from the doctors. I got a flu shot given to me, which fortunately hasn't like made my arm go numb or anything. That's good. No pain, whatever. So that's happening. Found out that looks like I passed my kidney stones, so that was good news. But there's a little bit of bad news. Because they were checking for kidney stones, they were checking, and I seem to have something going on around my left kidney, and they want to possibly do a CAT scan and some other exploration to see what might be going on there. So I'm a little bit nervous. My mind is a little still off at the doctor's office here, but they're definitely saying if it's anything bad, that at least it'll been caught very early, and sort of a whimsically, how nice is it that it's caught so early kind of thing. So trying to find the good side here. Anyway, it is currently just after 5 p.m. in the afternoon. So, in case anybody's looking at this and wondering like what was going on over here at the time. Afternoon, normally I would be working on a project like this. This is sort of, whether it's the bigger projects like the pillows or whatever, and this is my afternoon thing, kind of give myself something to do. Let me pull these extra strings out of the way here. Yeah, kind of after like house cleaning and whatever else kind of goes on early in the day when I'm like really full of energy. I spend my afternoons or evenings before dinner in here doing this. It's kind of fun. It was weird. I wonder if you guys could hear my computer's notification sound. That was weird. So obviously I'm expecting people at a later date to check this out and stuff. So if you did and you made it this far in, why don't you just leave me a comment, say hello or something. I really appreciate it. It kind of, it's not just how much it helps the algorithm of YouTube to see that people make comments. It's also for me. I do really enjoy getting the comments and questions and things like that. It kind of shows me that people are watching, and it's encouraging. It really is. I really appreciate everybody and the time you guys spend watching my videos. So I'm not some big famous YouTuber who can't respond to the comments. At least not yet. Maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll have thousands of comments and I won't be able to read them all, but that's a long ways off. And there's a little knot at the end of my strings here for some reason. I'm gonna get that out of there. They do that every once in a while, just get tangled up from flinging around, I guess. Yeah, there will be a tutorial for this. I think I'm going to just stick with the easier base for it. I had thought about the possibility of trying to go like do one of the complicated spirals and stuff, but I think I'm just going to go with a real simple base. Something fun. Relatively easy. Keep hearing sound effects. I'm not sure if that was my phone. I don't know what that was. Hang on. Couldn't figure out where my phone was. Okay, got it. Oh, notification for a doctor's appointment already. Wow. Cool, later this month. Cool. Yeah, it's one thing I can say that I really appreciate is the efficiency of Singapore, and just basically got the news today that I should get further checked on, and already have an appointment for later on this month. So yeah, not bad. So as you can see, the outer color goes all the way out and links up with the one from the next diamond over. Then the middle color goes to the end and bounces back, you know, leaving only 5 knots in that row. And that leaves just 3 knots for the smaller one inside of it. And that's how we end up with this cool little diamond that makes like a figure 8. And then this just comes in. It too is just basically like little 3 knots across, right? So it's, you've already done the one at the corner, then you add in 2 more knots, and then it turns. So yeah, this one does use the whole left right knot and the right left knot, which is a bit complicated for somebody new to bracelets. Again, I think I've been pretty clear from the beginning that this is more advanced, but if you can grasp what goes on with this level, you can do some pretty amazing things. Like seriously, this is about as advanced as it kind of gets. Well, I say that. That giant project that I did, that is perhaps the most complex one. But that was a little bit different. That was something like doing this kind of stuff, but then changing every diamond was a little bit different. So I deliberately tried to make that as advanced as possible. But yeah, you can see I'm at the same kind of point where I was just a few minutes ago. Basically closing up this diamond now. One of the things I got excited about when drawing out this pattern was how there would be these little gems in between the darkest color of the browns here. How the color from these rows would kind of show up. Kind of got me pretty excited about it, and yeah, I think it's a really cool look, and I'm really pleased about it. So, mind you, if I had more of the browns, or even just like a gray fade perhaps, I think it would have been fun to kind of flip it around the other way. So it goes from the darkest to the lightest inside of this brown row, right? I think it'd be fun to kind of turn it around and do the lightest on the outside going to the darkest in the middle. I think that would be a fun alternative. So if you understand the pattern, or you take a look at the website, and you know, later on, because obviously it's not there yet, but when you take a look at the website and you see the pattern, if you feel like reversing it and making it go from light to dark, I think that would be a really fun alternative thing. So but yeah, so basically my plan is to just live stream until this row is done. I'm not sure how long that's going to take. Shouldn't take too terribly long, but once this whole row here is done, I need to record to show what happens directly after this, because I am imitating a bag that was previously made. There were 3 rows that were done in a sort of chevron beneath this part here, and because of the way that the colors are, I kind of have to show how I'm dealing with them coming together and how I'm going to change their direction in order to make this have a little bit more of an interesting base. So if you're interested and you're wondering like how this thing's going to turn out, I definitely recommend watching its video. I'm hoping to have it done by Friday. I'd like to have it out before my live stream on Saturday, personally. That would be my hope. Video editing and stuff obviously sometimes takes time, and you gotta do the whole rendering thing, and there's all this other stuff that goes into it, which is a little bit complicated. I'm just a humble bracelet maker, but I do definitely try to do my videos, and I think the videos are kind of nice because I can cover the whole project and in one video versus these little segments of live streams where it's sort of, you kind of get what you get, you know. Kind of harder to find out which video might be pertaining to a topic you're interested in. So, all right, so now you can see, so I set all this aside because this dark one here, right, this is what closes up this side over here. So I'm done with all of those colors, so those go off to the side. I won't use them until I'm ready to do that chevron thing. And doing the chevron thing, I'm going to basically, I'm going to do like just one part at a time and kind of rotate it, much kind of like what I'm doing right here with this, because it might seem like if you've done chevrons, you might be thinking like, do one row and do one row. It would just takes a lot more time. So I'm going to do all 3 rows and then turn it, and then make sure that I get the corners, the top area to join, because I can stay concentrated in one area a bit longer that way, and it'll make it move along much faster. So, and I will be showing that in the tutorial video. That's the plan. I might not do all of it. Like, I don't see any reason why I would do, you know, go all the way around the entire bag for the video itself. So it's going to be like kind of like this, right, where I put everything on hold on the recording portion and get it accomplished. So yeah, so basically there's a whole lot that goes on in between doing the videos, and this is why the videos kind of take a while to make, is because basically nobody wants to watch full-length bag making or full-length bracelet making. It's just a little bit tedious. So so you can see here there was a red, and then there's like this bright sort of I think that's magenta kind of color in between the purple. So that's how I stretched it out to do 8 colors. And then you can sort of just see in the edge here a bit of a turquoise colored blue. So that's how I stretched 6 into 8, was 1 additional cold color and 1 additional hot color. So you can see that dark brown went beyond the dark brown here, past the purple, and then turned back in before going over top of the string that's turning back over here. So basically I'm using my colors to kind of let me know when I make the turns. That's how I basically can do this without looking at a pattern. It's not just the fact that I've done this before, which I've done a lot, but some patterns kind of give you the cue on how and when to turn based on what else is happening in here, right? So like this brown goes all the way to the end, and we'll make that other part of the diamond thing over there. So this one goes to that last blue before turning inwards. So once I get down, whoops. Once I get down to this dark blue, it goes to the left and then to the right. So there's the left and then to the right. And then I can just basically set the two of those strings off to the side, because the next one will be inside of that. This time I need to bring it this direction to the dark purple. So if you guys have any questions about this kind of stuff, like I said, I'm totally into trying to help people out with it. I want people to be inspired and be able to do these things. But admittedly, if you are a beginner, these are not the videos that you want to kind of start off with. This is way more advanced. But I mean, watching it isn't going to hurt you. You can maybe pick up on some things, get some ideas. And when you get a little bit more confident about your work, you've got a direction you can go in. So that's kind of cool, right? I mean, if you like me watching the Bob Ross's videos, right? He's an amazing painter, and I'm nowhere near those kind of art skills. Doesn't stop me from enjoying them, you know. And then who knows, maybe one day I too can make some pretty artwork. So now the darkest brown comes over the purple and does another left-right, so I can close off this little diamond over here. Have that nice purpley little gem. And since that dark one is part of a bigger row, I might as well just let that sit for a second while I finish closing off all that's over on this side. So sadly I don't have Mandy around to help with the whole chat stuff, so I'm trying to, if you see me looking up or whatever, I'm trying to check to make sure anybody's chatting with me. So if I'm a little slow to respond, I'm sorry. I don't have my my normal help that I get on Saturday nights. It's also, you might notice, like I have different lighting in the background. That's because it's during the regular daytime hours. I have a grow light over my little office plant, and so it kind of changes up the way this looks from a typical Saturday night or Saturday evening live session. So, oh, sorry. This is moving along pretty quickly. This is like I was saying, an easy pattern once you kind of get the hang of it, to be able to do something like this on, because of the way that, you know, you don't have to go back and forth or keep turning it very often. You can stay working in one little area, and that helps to get a project like this done at a faster pace, I think. Plus, when you have rows like this, it's really encouraging to be able to say, wow, look, I did the whole row. And I think that kind of motivates me, at least, to being excited and look forward, like, okay, I did one row today, I'll do another row tomorrow, kind of thing. And that's it's motivating, because sometimes a big project, if you pick up something that's a little too big, it just feels like it goes on forever. Like that blue pillow I've been working on, I just can't wait for that thing to be finished. It's the same pattern over and over and over so many times. It's difficult. So I'm done with these colors over here. Set those off, and I can do a longer row here and set off a portion of this. So it looks to me like tonight I should be recording the base for this. So we'll see how that goes. Probably have to do it after dinner, because I have this feeling that my tummy is going to start rumbling loud enough that you guys can hear it on the mic here soon. I am starving. But the plus side of being on a live stream like this is that I'm going to continue to push myself further than I would if I was just left to my own devices. So I will accomplish more. So yeah, you guys are my motivation right now, so thank you. It's unfortunate if you're not signed in and watching that you don't get to actually make any comments, which we've talked about this before. Like, I do think it's a good thing that people have to sign in, but it'd be nice to, if you're watching, to sign in and just shoot me a hey, you know. Then you can hit the whole like and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. Actually, it looks like I'm probably going to have to actually change that. They've new update took away the red subscribe button. I don't know why. YouTube always feels they have to mess with these things, but they have again. So here you can see that turquoise color much better now. I definitely love the way the rainbow runs around this thing. This is the kind of fun you can have when you have a lot of colors to choose from. My shipment of 8 kg of floss or whatever was just so many colors. So gives me a chance to do this. I already have plans for the next bag after this one. Not inspired by this at all. I'm going back to something that I played with a long time ago. I don't want to spoil and get too far ahead of myself, especially if something else comes up and I do something in between. So leave some cliffhangers, keep you guys wondering. Well, that, and also, you know, if I get somebody to go ahead and order up a bag like what happened here, the bag before this was something for somebody in Detroit. Asked for special colors and everything. I was able to work out those colors from the fabric that I had. Hang on a second. Got a little issue with a nail that must have snagged it on a zipper or something. But it's having an effect when I'm pulling up the string. Kind of snags something a little bit, which that really bothers me. It's one of those things, if I don't deal with it immediately, I get really frustrated. So keep a file nearby at all times. All right. Yeah, I'm not sure how many of these impromptu live streams I'll be doing. Just out of the whole, you know, I don't know. It'll depend on you guys. If you guys like it, you know, leave me a comment, leave me a like, let me know. I do like the fact that it keeps me motivated to kind of chug through this stuff and get things done. So in some aspects it's kind of good for me. If it's good for you guys, if you guys are into having me as a background thing for when you're tying knots, or maybe you're interested in the projects that I'm currently working on, let me know. I get the fact that it is a really weird hours in the US. I know that they just had the whole time change thing with the daylight savings or whatever that is. So it makes it even worse. But maybe you guys catch it at a later time when you're home. That's fine by me. Lacks a little bit of the interaction stuff that I kind of enjoy, but I mean, if I'm going to be sitting here nodding anyways, it's not that much harder to have the cameras and stuff on. The one big difference is I don't have my music playing, because normally I would be rocking out, and that could give me copyright strikes. Mind you, I could play like the copyright free music, but it's not quite what I would normally be doing on a day like today. I have to admit though, starting to feel it in this shoulder where I took the flu shot. I take it in my right arm, even though I'm right-handed, because I use my left arm so much with the string. So it's, I actually move my right arm a little bit less. So I kinda I'm not left-handed. It's not like I can draw or write my name with my left hand or anything. I just use my left hand a lot more for some reason. So there we go. I had shifted the whole thing a little bit too far to the right, so that's why you saw me just change it back a little bit. Wanted to be able to deal with this area over here a little bit easier. This little area will be done momentarily. Yeah, Patreon really is what helps to keep this whole channel alive and going. So if you enjoy my content, you want to see more stuff happen, you want to have a chance to win something, then come join us. We do hangouts on the first Sunday of the month. I also like help with patterns and things like that for people who are having difficulties coming up with ideas for themselves. It's kind of fun. And I kind of regularly share a little stuff about myself as well. Things that are going on, things that I look forward to, or the events that are happening, that kind of stuff. I was doing video vlogs and stuff, but those weren't getting watched as much, so I'm back to just texting it in there. But who knows, maybe you guys join and you say you like the vlogs better, I can go back to it. That's easy enough. Could even do streams like this, I suppose. Private events. Only thing is whenever you do it as unlisted, YouTube doesn't count those hours towards the 4,000 needed to be able to monetize a channel. So I kind of would much rather get this thing monetized, and then, you know, maybe have a advertisement before and after the video to help pay for string. That wouldn't be so bad, would it? Maybe have the little pop-ups down at the bottom periodically. I don't know. I don't know how YouTube chooses to do the videos once you're monetized, because I am not there yet. But if I were monetized, if I had a bunch of money coming in as a result of my work, I think I would do a lot more giveaways, because I think that would be a lot of fun. Okay, so another area accomplished. Set all these strings aside. Oh yeah, so Patreon people have the ability to. I have a shared folder with them where they can see a lot of the ideas of things that I plan on making, and can help to let me know what they want to actually see get made, which I think is kind of fun. I think it's a cool way of, you know, leaving it up to them to, you know, they're going to help to financially keep the channel going. The least I can do is let them see if there's anything in that kind of my idea folder, if there's anything that they particularly want to see get done. Kind of neat, right? All right, hang on. Need to take a look at what strings are going to be needed here. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm just taking out all the strings that are done with and setting them off to the right, and all the strings I need to still do something with are over to the left. You can see we're getting down to almost the end of this row, which is exciting. Glad to see that's going to be done with. But yeah, hopefully you see this, you get a little excited, you come watch the other video. I don't know how long it'll be because I'm not even close to editing it and whittling it down to a more presentable thing yet. But hopefully you'll see it and you'll be inspired. That is my goal after all, is to inspire. All right. Now this time, as I go over here to the left, instead of it cutting off at the end, it's going to go a little further because I've already done that side. So instead of stopping just after that green one, we'll go further out still. And it's at this point that it can get a little confusing as to what area to work on, because you can go in so many different directions. But it would be my recommendation to kind of keep going in the same rhythm and the same kind of stuff that you were doing before you got all the way to the other end. Does that make sense? So basically I'm going to finish out the diamonds in this bit just like I would before. I'm going to set this aside. So you can see I have the dark brown one here. Normally this area wouldn't be here at all. So you know, you want to make sure that when you're doing this, as you're bringing this row down, that you don't actually tie to those. So I'll just go ahead and set that off to the side. You don't want to, overdo the robe just because there's the ability. Yeah, like I was saying before, like knowing what colors cause it to turn. I know that it is the dark green here, and that puts that dark green as the center little jewel in between our dark browns. So as I was saying before too, this is 96 strings in this bag, which it just makes for a little, really small little bag. But it's it's a lot of color to potentially be able to play with. Like there's a lot you can do with 96 strings. There's 16 of the rainbow colors and 4 of the browns. That's how we got to the 20 colors in this thing. Obviously, there's an awful lot of brown going on, and that required, well, for the strap and everything, it required 7 skeins of each of the browns. Leaves me a little bit of string left over, but for the most part used, that's how much it used. 7 skeins. Each of the 4 colors. Just have to make sure I'm really clear about these things because I don't want to get you guys confused and have you running back and forth to the craft store. The rest of the rainbow, all of the 16 of those just needed 1 skein of each of those colors. They're cut pretty long, so that way I made sure that I don't run out in a project like this. I cut them into 3 segments of the skein. So there's like 8 meters in a skein, and I cut it into thirds. And I did a video on that in case you don't know how to evenly cut a skein into thirds. And so each one of these rainbow colors is 2/3 of a skein. Means there's a little remainder left over to future projects of whatever sort. And see, I'm just continuing out did the little area same as I was doing before, and now just going and closing off this part over here. Not bad. Let me get a drink. Mind you too, okay, so this is 96 strings and it comes out to a pretty decent size like I said, you can fit, you know, credit card or your identification cards or whatever in there, right? If you were to do this with a smaller string, like say DMC floss, the bag will be smaller. Like DMC is smaller than the stuff that comes from China. I suspect when you get the cheaper stuff through Amazon, I suspect it's basically somebody reselling the string that comes out of China. So it's a bit thicker. So you might need a few more extra loops. So where this basically has 8 loops with 12 strands per loop, you might need a couple extra loops or whatever in order to have a reasonable size bag if you're using actual DMC. Mind you, if you're using real DMC, you're probably paying an awful lot more for your bag as well. So DMC tends to be a pretty expensive floss. For as many big projects and stuff that I do, I can't imagine actually using DMC unless they actually sponsored me. And I wouldn't mind it, you know. I'll change things around. I'll do whatever for them. I like their string in general. It's just, I can't imagine what 8 kg of floss would be if it, you know, cost-wise. It would be, probably need a mortgage on the house. And we are nearing another section completed. Every little section brings us closer to the end of the row, which is yay. I'm pretty excited about that. There we go. I can set all those aside. Bring these off to the right. So if you made it this far into the video, thank you. I do appreciate it. Watch hours are definitely hard to come by on YouTube. So we've watched quite a bit. I don't know how long. Is there something here that tells me how long this has been going? No. I want to say it's been like an hour already. Why is there no timer on this thing? Huh. Tells me the number of people that came in and were watching. It doesn't tell me how long my stream was. Okay, I need to rotate this around a little bit. Okay. I love this bright green. I think it's such a cool color. Ooh. Yeah, so coming into this, I absolutely had no idea how long it would take me to finish this up. But I knew that by having the cameras on, I wouldn't stop and check social media for things. I wouldn't mess around. And I think the strategy has paid off in the fact that I will have content for you guys to be checking out, which obviously if you're hearing me say this, you're checking it out, as well as I have pushed myself to get this done. I don't think I'll have the bag done tonight though. Even if I got into a long steady knotting session after dinner, I think there's just a little bit too much that needs doing. If nothing else, just getting the bag stitched together at the bottom just takes time. I can easily see this being done tomorrow. And that means I should be able to get all the shots in and hopefully get to edit on Friday. So yeah. Because I definitely want to show the whole thing off at the end of the video at least, as to what the whole bag looked like. I don't want to leave it, you know, part way or something. That'd be weird. So look, my bot just did the enjoying the video thing, so I think that means I've been streaming for an hour. Again, I don't. Let me see if I can check. Yeah. I checked the other tabs. There's nothing that tells how long it's been. There we go. Another area done. I'll just rotate this just a tiny bit. So in case you're wondering what I'm using in between here to keep the strings on the top separate from the strings in the back, is a bit of a craft cutting board that got used pretty much on one side of it and not on another. So I took the area that was sort of in good shape and sort of lopped it off, and now I have this little narrow segment that I can put in between, and it keeps the cylinder like this, keeps me from grabbing the wrong strings from underneath. It really kind of helps with the whole speed of a project like this. Mind you, you don't need to be so fancy. I could have used cardboard from a cereal box, would have worked just as well. But it's kind of neat. Gave something purpose before throwing it away. And I've had it for a while, so it holds up for this kind of work. Obviously, this size bag and stuff I've done numerous times. I haven't kept score on this size bags. Really probably should have, but I think the only ones I actually counted were the bigger bags, ones that take a long time. But yeah, I've done a few of these, and I like it. I like the size. I think it's fun. They're quick. Well, I say quick. It takes about a week or so, which is quick compared to the big ones. So, hang on, I need that last brown string. It got tossed in the whole pile of everything that was done. So this bag has not been called for yet. Like, nobody said dibs. So if you're in the market for a small bag like this, look forward to seeing it in my shop here soon. Alright, let's shift this over to here just a little bit, and before I go, I want to thank all my Patreon supporters for helping to keep the channel going. And yeah, without you guys, I think I would have given up on this a long time ago. So thank you very much. And yeah, I will be back with a video hopefully on Friday and the live stream on Saturday night. So hopefully I will see you guys then. All right. And as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.